Welcome to episode 1 of Learn Blockchain with Ankul Marwadi. In this episode, we will look into blockchain, the trust layer for the internet. It will be a very interesting episode. You will get lots of deep insights on blockchain technology and how exactly blockchain technology is able to build the missing trust. We all know that we are always afraid of the privacy when it comes to the internet. We all are using lots of platforms and our data is being stored in central servers, and definitely with the observation we can see that all the companies are having the ownership of those central servers, and they can access that data and they can do whatever they want. So until now, there was no mechanism to solve this problem, but blockchain technology can solve that problem, and blockchain technology can add trust layer for the internet, which is a very big thing. So let's look exactly how that can be achieved by blockchain technology. So what we will cover, let's have a look into it. So first we will look into blockchains can create trust in digital data. So blockchains are secure by design. We will have a look into the design of blockchain. So design overview, then a distributed computing system with high Byzantine fault tolerance. Then we will look into public distributed ledger and also consensus algorithm protocol. Then we will see that blockchains secure digital records. So how exactly blockchain secure our digital records? So blockchain transactions are irreversible. Blockchains create permanent records and histories. Blockchains can be used to store property rights and identity. So we will have a deep look into exactly how it is been achieved using blockchain technology. And at the end, we will look into how exactly you can transact business online using blockchain technology. Because when we talk about online business, the most important element, the most important thing is the trust factor, data privacy. So with blockchain technology, we can achieve that trust. We will look exactly how we can transact business online, what benefits we can get using blockchain technology. So let's start with blockchains can create trust in digital data. As you already know that blockchain is a decentralized system with no central authority managing the data flow. So see, if we look into the system, it can be either a centralized system or a decentralized system. First, we have to understand the difference. So as you can see in the diagram, there is a centralized system. In the centralized system, there is a central server. So all the communication is done via that server. Let us suppose node 1 wants to send any data to node 5. In the figure, you can see that. So first, the node 1 will set the data to the server, and from the server it will be sent to node 5. A central server is involved. Now, if a central server is involved, then definitely there will be a owner of that server, because somebody will be managing that server. There will be an admin. So admin can access all the incoming data because the data is being flown via that server, intermediate server, central server. So there comes the issue of trust, because let us suppose you are sharing some confidential data to node 5. So all that confidential data can be leaked because it's been transmitted via a central server. And unfortunately, all the system, all the applications you are using, whether it is Facebook, Google, email, all are central systems. Means the data is getting stored in the central server. It's a very deep matter of concern. And on the other hand, we have decentralized system. So in decentralized system, there is no central server, there is no intermediate node. So the data can be transferred directly. So call it as peer to peer. We will have a look into it very soon. So decentralized system means there is no intermediate authority. So you can pass the data. Data communication can be done directly. So it's a big thing. So here we can feel the trust, because there is no central authority managing the data flow. There is no chance of data being getting leaked. So this is how blockchains create trust in digital data, because blockchain is a decentralized system. Blockchains are secure by design. So let's have a design overview. exactly how the blockchain architecture, the blockchain design. So blockchains are typically managed by a distributed computing system with high Byzantine fault tolerance for use as a public distributed ledger, where nodes collectively adhere to a consensus algorithm protocol to add and validate new transaction blocks. This explains the design of the blockchain. So don't get panic if you are not able to get anything out of it. So here we are interested only in three keywords. So first let's try to decode those three keywords. Once we are clear with that, then definitely we will get an understanding what exactly this paragraph is trying to tell, how it is explaining the design of blockchain. So here the three keywords are distributed computing system with high Byzantine fault tolerance. The second one is public distributed ledger. And the third one is consensus algorithm protocol. So first let's try to decode all these three terminology because it is new to us. Once we get an understanding of these three terminologies, then definitely we will get a very clear idea of the design of blockchain. Distributed computing system with high Byzantine fault tolerance. Here you can see that if we talk about blockchain, it is a distributed computing system. So computing takes place in a network. Let us suppose you are using a laptop. So all the computing takes place on the processor which is there in your laptop. But in distributed computing, the computing takes place among multiple nodes. That's why we call it as distributed computing. So if I talk about blockchain, so blockchain is a large distributed peer-to-peer computer network of independent users, and we call those independent users as full nodes. So we have already seen blockchain is a decentralized system and it follows peer-to-peer communication. No intermediate server is there, direct communication, peer-to-peer. So if I talk about a blockchain, it is a large peer-to-peer network as you can see in the diagram, a peer-to-peer network of independent users. So the user, the nodes which are communicating with each other, we call them as full nodes. And what are these full nodes? So these full nodes are basically computers, systems that run an algorithm that is securing the network. And also these nodes are located all over the world and can be operated by anyone. So we have seen that if we talk about blockchain, so it is a distributed computing system, is a large distributed peer-to-peer computer network. We call it as nodes. So these nodes are spread all across the globe and these are operated by independent users. No single company is the owner of the blockchain, but multiple companies or multiple people which are managing the nodes. So they are managing the blockchain and these nodes which are spread in a peer-to-peer distributed computing environment. So these nodes, these computer systems, they run a special algorithm that is responsible for securing the network and that is basically following the blockchain protocols. So this is the basic design of a blockchain. And here one more term you have seen, Byzantine fault tolerance. So when I talk about distributed computing system, so this is a very famous fault tolerance mechanism, which is Byzantine fault tolerance, and blockchain distributed computing environment follows this Byzantine fault tolerance. Now let's look into public distributed ledger. So blockchain is a type of distributed ledger technology that consists of growing lists of records called blocks that are securely linked together using cryptography. So now let's first understand what is the meaning of a ledger, then distributed ledger. And once we understand that, public distributed ledger will be clear. If I talk about blockchain, so it is made of two terms, block and chain. So what is a block? So whatever transactions we record, so that is a block. So block is a collection of transactions and these blocks are chained together with some cryptographic using some cryptographic techniques. These blocks are linked and this linking of blocks is called blockchain. As you can see in the figure, we have three blocks in the blockchain, block 1, block 2, block 3. Each block is containing some transaction and also holding the address of the previous block, hash of the previous block. So with this it is getting linked. So it is a blockchain. Now what is the meaning of ledger? So all the transactions which we are recording, that is ledger. So we maintain account. So in account all the credit and debit details we store. Okay, this much money got credited, this much money debited. You are using passbook, pass in passbook you have seen. So that is a ledger. So similarly, in blockchain also, all the transactions are getting stored in the form of blocks and they are getting linked. So it is a ledger. If I talk about a ledger, ledger contains all the transactions which has ever occurred in that blockchain. So let us suppose that blockchain is being used by 1 lakh people, and whatever transactions they are doing, that particular ledger is basically keeping a record of each and everything in the form of blockchain. And this ledger is being distributed among all the nodes. Each full node you are we have already seen node is a system, a computer which is distributed globally and it is communicating in the blockchain network. So each full node contains a complete record of all the transactions. So basically the ledger, it has been distributed among all the full nodes, and hence all the full nodes is containing a complete record of the blockchain. You just go to any full node, you will get a ledger. So distributed ledger which is being distributed. So that ledger contains all the records of transactions that has happened in that blockchain. So this is known as public distributed ledger because the ledger is being distributed and it is publicly available because all the nodes have access to it. So you can see that with this, by making this ledger public, we are achieving a high level of transparency because now no one can cheat us because there is high level of transparency. Each and every transaction is being distributed. So all the full nodes can have a complete record, so no one can cheat us. So that's why it is secure by design. And also one more very interesting thing, public distributed ledger makes blockchain fault tolerant. Why is it so? Because let us suppose any particular node gets down, then also the system will keep on running because we have multiple full nodes containing public ledger. If any particular node gets down, also then also the blockchain will keep on running. The blockchain will not get down. So that's why it is fault tolerant. To sum up, if we talk about public distributed ledger, blockchain is a type of distributed ledger technology that consists of blocks that are securely linked together using cryptography, the diagram, all that. And each full node contains a complete record of all the transactions that were ever recorded in that blockchain. And also, because of public distributed ledger, our blockchain becomes fault tolerant. Now, one more very important secure design principle of blockchain is consensus algorithm protocol. Now, what is this consensus? So, consensus is the process of developing an agreement among a group of commonly mistrusting shareholders. So, basically, here the shareholders will be the nodes, full nodes, so because they are participating in the blockchain, and now definitely there should be a trust mechanism without any central authority because we cannot introduce any central authority because blockchain is a decentralized system. So the trust mechanism among the shareholders is being developed using the process of consensus. How exactly it is done? Let's have a look. We have full nodes on the network. So these full nodes also has got one more very interesting power, the power to validate transactions that are entered into the network to be recorded as part of the ledger. This is the one of the most powerful feature of blockchain. Let me give you an example. With that example, what exactly is consensus algorithm protocol? That also you get a very good understanding of that. Let us suppose any we have a blockchain network containing many full nodes. Any particular full node gets hacked. Can be hacked because it is a computer system. Let's suppose any hacker gets access to that system. He can manipulate the ledger that is present in that particular full node. He can manipulate the transactions. It's a very risky thing because if the transactions get manipulated, then will be a blunder. Now here consensus algorithm protocol plays a role. How it plays a role? Whenever any new validation is being done, all the public ledger, all the node, so there is a cross checking takes place, and if there is any difference, any ledger, it means that particular ledger has been manipulated, it's been tampered. Automatically all the tampered manipulation, it will be undone and it will be copied with the original copy. So once again, let's try to understand what happens whenever any new transaction takes place. First, consensus takes place. consensus, what happens is that all the ledger which is distributed among all the nodes, it is been compared, and a original ledger is been generated, and that is been distributed with the new transaction which is been done. So the idea is that each and every participating node, it signs, okay, this is the new transaction, it signs and it gets a copy of it. With this consensus algorithm protocol, the problem of manipulating the transactions gets resolved, and it's a very big thing. That's why we can trust blockchain. From this diagram, you will get more clear understanding what exactly happens. Let us suppose a user requests a transaction. A user wants to do any transaction. He wants to register that transaction into the blockchain. He sends a request. The request is transmitted to the network. The request is transmitted each and every full node which is managing the public ledger. Now the network validates the transaction. So in validation, it uses the consensus protocol. First, it will it will distribute the original copy of the ledger, and then the transaction will be validated. Means all the participating node will verify it. Okay, this is a valid transaction. Valid transaction. If any particular node is not able to verify it, it means it will be an invalid transaction. Then the transaction will be kicked out. And if the transaction gets passed, it successfully gets validated by the nodes, the transaction is added to the current block of transaction. So we know that in blockchain, in the ledger, there is block which are linked in the form of chain. So in the current block, that particular transaction gets added, because what is block? Block is collection of transactions. That particular transaction will have be added to that particular block, and the block of transaction is then chained to the older block of transaction. The transaction is confirmed. So this is the that process followed. You can see how secure it is. We have seen that consensus is the process of developing an agreement among a group of commonly mistrusting shareholders. Means among here it will be full nodes, and full nodes have the power to validate transactions that are entered into the network, and the transaction which is waiting to be recorded into as part of the ledger. Now let's jump back to the paragraph which explains the design of blockchain. Now you will get a clear understanding what this paragraph is trying to explain regarding the design of blockchain. So blockchains are typically managed by a distributed computing system with high Byzantine fault tolerance. Now this terminology is very clear to you. For use as a public distributed ledger where nodes collectively adhere to a consensus algorithm protocol to add and validate new transaction blocks. Now I hope this design overview is the paragraph is very clear to you. Okay, so now let's look into how blockchain secure digital records. So blockchain transactions are irreversible. Very powerful feature of blockchain. So once the transaction is done, it is irreversible. Blockchain transactions are irreversible. Once they are recorded, the data in any given blockchain cannot be altered retroactively without altering all subsequent blocks. So once the transaction is done, it is done. You cannot alter it very easily. If you want to alter it, you have to alter all the blocks, because it is all the blocks are linked. So we can say that the transactions are irreversible, and it's a very very big thing, because once any transaction is done, no one can corrupt the data, no one can manipulate the data. And in the diagram you can see, if we talk about block, so block contains a metadata also, header and previous block address, timestamp of transaction, Merkle root. Merkle root basically contains the exact transactional data. Blockchains create permanent records and histories, because we know that the transactions are irreversible. Once the data gets recorded in the blockchain, once the transaction gets recorded in the blockchain, it will be permanent, and hence blockchain creates histories. Let us suppose there is a blockchain in operation for 10 years, so we can get each and every transaction, detail of each and every transaction, because the data is permanent, no one can tamper the data. Traditionally, let us suppose you are storing the data in any central server. So definitely any hacker and any admin can manipulate the data, because it is being stored in the central server. It's a very serious concern which needs to be taken care of. And Because of digital secure digital records, we can use blockchain to store property rights. So what is this property rights? Let us suppose you are owning a land. Now you have a proof. Now that proof is a piece of paper which can be tampered, which can be lost. Anything can happen to that paper. So let us suppose you are storing the proof in any central server. That central server can hack. It can be manipulated. You are owning a property. A day might come where you don't have any proof. Okay, this is your property. So here blockchain will play a very crucial role because blockchain creates permanent records and history. So the proof you can store in the blockchain, and once it is stored, no one can alter it. Now you can realize the power of blockchain, and also we can store identity information in blockchain. And because of the adding of the trust layer, you can transact business online. And because of the trust layer on the for the internet, blockchain has got applications in multiple sectors like automobiles, government services, healthcare, insurance, sports, entertainment, e-commerce, banking, finance, supply chain. Blockchain technology in itself is an encompassing technology. It's a universe which can completely acquire the digital space. It can make it decentralized. It can add the trust layer, can bring a new revolution, digital revolution. So we have already seen how blockchain can add trust to your online business. It eliminates the central authority. So once the central authority is eliminated, let us suppose if I talk about traditional transactions. So for traditional transactions you do via a bank. So now that bank is also a central authority. That bank can get hacked. That bank can collapse. Anything can happen to that bank. If anything happens to that bank, your money will be in risk. You will be at high risk. So definitely with blockchain we eliminate all the central authority. So you might have seen crypto wallets, blockchain wallets. So with blockchain wallets you can directly transfer money without you any intermediary. Large number of full nodes all across the globe. So there are large number of full nodes which makes the blockchain network fault tolerant. The blockchain network cannot collapse. Let us suppose there is a war in any particular country, then also the blockchain will not collapse because nodes in other countries will be operating. Fault tolerant, we have already seen a blockchain network is fault tolerant. Agreement among group of independent parties, the consensus algorithm protocol, very powerful. We have seen that. Let us suppose somebody tries to tamper any particular ledger. It is not possible in blockchain because of consensus algorithm. And also all the transaction before getting committed into the blockchain, first it is been validated by all the nodes. The transactions are irreversible. It makes the digital record secure because transactions are irreversible. You cannot change the data. And also permanent records and histories. So with all these powerful features of blockchain, you can transact business online. With blockchain, you can create secure digital wallets. Because see, we have already seen bank accounts is not secure because we are dependent on central authority. Anything can happen to the central authority. But if I talk about blockchain based digital wallets, they are safe because no intermediate authority is there. Direct transactions can be done between two parties, and you can securely manage movement of assets and movements of money. So slow business and banking process such as money wires and fund settlements can be done instantaneously. Why? Because there is no intermediary. Traditionally, we have to go to bank to resolve disputes. So the process is slow. But in blockchain, all the processes can be done instantaneous because there is no intermediate. Now let's look into an example of Walmart blockchain. How a company, a big company like Walmart, used blockchain to take its business to the next level. So Walmart was facing issue due to bad quality because of some quality concerns. It was facing high return rate and large amount of refunds. Walmart has to refund money to the customer. So it was facing loss. Walmart was not able to determine the point of failure, where exactly there were issues from the farm to storage to transportation, processing, distribution center. Exactly where the issue lied, they were not able to track. So that's why they decided to go for a blockchain. In blockchain, so Walmart blockchain, each process got inscribed into the blockchain, keeping track of issues. Since each process got inscribed, we can very easily keep a track of all the issues. We can identify all the issues, and it helped Walmart to identify the problem areas and fixing them. And with this, the particular problem which they were facing, they were able to solve it. This is the power of blockchain technology. So this is one of the use case of blockchain in business to take business to the next level. Thanks for watching Learn Blockchain with Ankul Marwadi. I hope you liked this video. You got a very deep understanding how exactly blockchain is the trust layer for internet. So do like this video, share it in your circle and comment your feedback suggestion. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks again.